places. And then I go back home and there's like nothing.
It's slow, right?
It's so slow. Everywhere else is fast paced. So that's what we've been trying to implement. And I mean, we're doing a good job. You know, our motto was hired young people. So like today we have an 18-year-old who literally just started with us. And today was like his first full day. And just today alone, he's made over 10K in sales.
Holy crap.
Easily today on his first day.
All right, guys, got a 22-year-old business owner that's crushing it from North Carolina today. Brevin, thanks for hopping on, man.
Good to be here, dude.
Yeah, and welcome to Vegas. It's only your second time.
Second time. I love it.
Do you remember the first time?
Yeah, I do, actually. That's usually one of those things I guess people forget. I do remember it. It's actually in this very spot where we're at now.
So, you were at the last Celebrity Poker
The
Tournament?
last one, yeah. It was
Nice.
a good. I don't think you could get a better like housewarming party, housewarming gift than the tournament, you know?
Yeah, well, roofing probably sucks out here because it doesn't rain.
Yeah, you're not going to get too many storms. You're going to have to just wait it out, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, so walk me through the model. Let's say a storm hits in North Carolina. What's the next step from there?
Like, dude, when we get hit with a storm, it's go time, you know? And not saying that when we don't have storms, it's not go time, but when our motto and how we make our money is through the insurance. So we specialize when people's house pretty much get destroyed. So we're kind of hoping for people's homes to literally get wiped off the map. And then what we do is we show up almost as a first responder and we come out, we get the insurance companies to come out there and we get the insurance companies to pay for all the damage. And then we go through the process of actually replacing the roofs, replacing the side and, you know, rebuilding their home back to the way it was. And a lot of times we try to do it better than it was before.
Nice.
So the model is kind of, you know, unique in its own way. And a lot of people don't know that they could actually, you know, use those benefits that they pay for because that's why everyone has homeowners insurance. It's like with a car, you know, why do you have it? Well, in case you get in a car wreck. It's the same type of model.
Do most people usually have enough coverage in your experience for the repairs?
Most of the time, insurance companies, it's been going on for a while, so they're starting to get to the point where they want to, you know, start sliding in things to make it harder.
Yeah.
But with people like us, that's what we do. We're like attorneys. We fight them to, you know, tooth and nail. And for the most part, though, we make them pay. We'll argue the point where they're getting a new roof.
That's good.
For sure.
They didn't have that in Cali with the fires, man.
No, dude, it was bad.
No one got paid.
Yeah, no, and the same thing happened, you know, Western North Carolina with the hurricanes, too. We got hit bad.
I saw that, yeah. So no one got paid from that?
Yeah, so the thing that what people don't understand is when the hurricane hit, you know, water started obviously flooding. So the number one thing people do is they're going to call their insurance companies and say, hey, you know, my house just flooded. Well, the biggest thing is they use the word flood. Nobody in the mountains have flood insurance because there's nowhere near water. The last thing they expect to happen is a hurricane to come and flood their house. So what insurance companies did is they did not pay for a majority of all of the loss and devastation that happened in the mountains because people had flood damage.
Damn.
So we actually went back in and we're helping people file claims and file it under water intrusion. So instead of doing flood damage, it's water intrusion to where insurance companies then were forced to pay for the damages that were caused.
What's the difference between intrusion and flood, I guess?
Really just the terminology. Because when you think flood, you know, if water runs, you know, down a hill and busts through your windows and completely floods your house, it's different than water seeping through the cracks of the house and seeping through the walls. So it's the same concept, just different terminology. And one slight word can make a world of a difference for somebody's family and their home.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, at 22 years old, how did you learn all this so quickly?
Dude, I'll you know, it's pretty simple. I'll tell you how I started. I'll tell you how I finished. You know, I started shoveling shit, literal shit on a farm growing up. North Carolina, there's not much to do besides shoveling shit. Or, you know, you're either working on a farm or you're in construction, right? So those were my two options. And I grew up working on the farm, shoveling shit, literally cried every day going to work. And then over time, I kind of got into construction. And then fast forward to the end of it, you know, here I am today. We're making millions of dollars, you know, every month, every year, printing money. And the best thing is all my buddies really work with me and work for me. And so we have a team built. But, you know, it wasn't that easy going through the motions. Nothing is in life, right? But, you know, starting on the farm really taught me the core, you know, principles that I needed to build my success. Right, exactly. So then I got into construction, started my first business roofing wise when I was 15 with one of my stepdad's buddies. The company didn't do well. Then I went and worked at another company that was established. We grew that company from a startup company to a $30 million company. We left that, went through a big lawsuit. The guy almost, he tried having us killed.
Damn.
We were on the run. Our vehicles got vandalized, destroyed. So it was pretty crazy. You know, starting a business is hard enough, but especially when you have opposition like that, it's almost detrimental, dude. So, you know, between almost getting killed, our vehicles getting destroyed, staying on the run, then we got hit with a lawsuit, went to court, we beat the lawsuit. The judge ruled our business could be open. And from there, it was off to the races, and the rest is history.
Holy crap. So you got to choose the right business partner is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, for sure. You know, choose the right people. You're a byproduct of your environment, you know. And that's a big.
The Tri-Light from Therasage is no joke. Medical grade red and near infrared light with 3 frequencies per light, deep healing, real results, and totally portable. It's legit. Photo biomodulation tech in a flexible on-body panel. This is the Tri-Light from Therasage, and it's next level red light therapy. It's got 118 high-powered polychromatic lights, each delivering 3 healing frequencies, red and near infrared, from 580 to 980 nanometers. Optimal penetration, enhanced energy, skin rejuvenation, pain relief, better performance, quicker recovery, and so much more. Therasage has been leading the game for over 25 years, and this panel is FDA listed and USB powered. Ultra soft and flexible and ultra portable. On-body red light therapy I use daily, and I take it everywhere I travel. This is the Thera O3 ozone module from Therasage. It's a portable ozone and negative ion therapy in one. It boosts oxygen, clears and sanitizes the air, and even helps your mood. It's a total game changer at home or on the go. This little device is the Thera O3 ozone module by Therasage, and it's one of my favorite wellness tools. In the sauna, it boosts ozone absorption through your skin up to 10 times, oxygenating your blood and supporting deep detox. Outside the sauna, it purifies the air, killing germs, bacteria, viruses, and mold, and it improves mood and sleep with negative ion therapy. It's compact, rechargeable, and perfect for travel, planes, offices, hotel rooms, you name it. It's like carrying clean energy wherever you go. This is a Thera H2 Go from Therasage, the only bottle with molecular hydrogen structured water and red light in one. It hydrates, energizes, and detoxes water upgraded. The Thera H2 Go from Therasage isn't just a water bottle. It's next level hydration. It infuses your water with molecular hydrogen, one of the most powerful antioxidants out there. That means less oxidative stress, more energy, and faster recovery. But here's what makes it stand out. It's the only bottle that also structures your water and adds red light to supercharge it. It's sleek, portable, and honestly, I don't go anywhere without it.
Statement piece for every business. A lot of times when businesses fail, if you look down to the core reasons why it failed, it's because of the people that are in it, that business. If you have the wrong people in your group's not going to last long.
Right.
Imagine this, if like a farmer, if they're going to harvest their crop, imagine sending out the workers to harvest your crop and the field is full of snakes. You're not going to be able to harvest it. So sometimes you got to get rid of the snakes in order to harvest the actual crop and the blessing that's there for you. So
makes sense.
We had to learn it the hard way, though.
You had some trust issues for a bit, I bet.
Yeah, but I guess that's everybody, I mean, I don't think there's ever a point where you don't ever have a moment in life where you struggle with trusting, Whether it's a intimate relationship or a business relationship, you're always having to work at it. And I think the trust is something that's always worked on. So
everyone I know that's made it big in business has had a similar story where like a business partner falling out or something like that, and then you got to rebound. I think it's like a necessary step.
Yeah, for sure. I'm blessed on my brother. He's my business partner, not biological brother, but I've said before, you ain't got to be blood to be brother. And a lot of times people realize that the people we're closest to are not actually blood related. They're family, and we're not actually from the same family, but through circumstances and through what we've been through, we have that bond together. And so, he's been there every step of the way in building these businesses. And, so obviously keeping like one person super, super close, and then keeping everybody else close too, but still having your guard up, because you got to.
Shout out to him. Do you work with family, actual blood family too?
No, I don't. No.
Keep it separate?
Yeah, we keep it separate.
Smart,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So it's funny because a lot of the guys will be like, let me bring my lady. Let me bring her to work. I'm like, no, you can't do that. You spend too much time with somebody and you start involving that on a day-to-day basis, especially in our business model. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I don't
work.
see that
Yeah.
aligning at all.
It would, and it'd be a nightmare, a complete nightmare. Yeah.
You got a hot take on celebrities. What's the take there?
It's just interesting, man. I feel like when people think North Carolina, I mean, there's other states too, I'm sure, but when you look at the U.S., it's like, all right, what states are kind of forgotten? I feel like North Carolina is one of those. And maybe it's getting to the point, we're trying to make it to where it's not as forgotten, right? But there's not a whole lot going on out there like there is everywhere else, right? And that's what I'm figuring out by traveling everywhere is like there's so much motion, so much action going on in all these other places. And then I go back home and there's like nothing.
It's slow, right?
It's so slow. Everywhere else it's fast paced. So that's what we've been trying to implement. And I mean, we're doing a good job. Our motto was hired young people. So like today we have an 18-year-old who literally just started with us. And today was like his first full day. And just today alone, he's made over 10K in sales.
Holy crap.
Easily today on his first day.
And was that door to door or is
Door
that
to door. We do everything door to door. Yeah. So that's another thing with our business model is we don't really do like a lead service, right? Our lead service is going out and knocking the doors. Like we're hitting the doors every single day. We're up. We're going at it till dark time, you know, eating in the truck, stopping at Quick Trip, getting the little rollers, you know, a little rooster booster, you know, whatever it takes to keep the day going. So we're just hitting the doors nonstop.
Yeah, I guess in a market like North Carolina, it could work, right?
It could work.
Door.
Yeah.
I wonder if that would work in a faster paced environment.
I don't know. I mean, the whole East Coast roofing is kind of a thing. Texas is big for it too. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see when I travel places. I wonder that to myself, you know, would it work here?
Designer fashion. Is this designer you're wearing right here?
Yeah, I guess it would be considered designer. I couldn't tell you what brand it is, but I have an interesting take on that too, because, you know, a lot of people will tell you don't waste your money on material things or cars or stuff like that. And for me, it was like, I'm going to work my butt off to get something that I never could afford before. And it's not a fact of having the actual object. It's the hustle, the work it took to get it. And I think that's what everybody is, you know, addicted to. It's not necessarily the gratification of getting that thing. It's the journey it took to get there. And so, yeah, I mean, I'll, you know, buy nice stuff, expensive stuff that I probably don't need just because I've worked my, you know, ass off to get there. Same thing with cars. Like we love our cars. We got a sweet little collection and, you know, we try to enjoy life.
Dang, you got a collection already at 22?
Yeah, we got a little collection.
God
yeah.
damn, bro. Chill with that.
Yeah, I know.
What do you got? How many?
We, so in vehicles, we got about 20 vehicles.
Jeez.
A wide range. You know, we got our North Carolina vehicles and we got our, you know, sporty vehicles. We got a McLaren 570, an Aston Martin, a Porsche, Corvette. Actually, we got 2 Porsches, Corvette, and then a bunch of trucks. Souped up Gladiator. It looks like a tank.
Gosh, man.
Yeah, just you know, just a cool variety of stuff. I'm trying to get a Humvee. That's my next one, a Humvee.
Wow.
So
I'd imagine since you're so successful at your age, dating is difficult.
Yeah, man, that's a tough one. It's hard. It's hard for sure.
Yeah, I got lucky. I met my girl when I was broke, but I got a lot of friends now that are, you know, successful and telling me about their dates, and I would never want to experience that.
It's hard, man, and I'd say, you know, cherish on to what you got because, you know, when you get to a point of success, you never truly there's no way you will ever know if someone is 100% there for you as a person or what you come with, right? Because it's hard to go back to like having nothing.
Right.
You know, who wants to do that? And I feel like if you got somebody who is there for you in the beginning before you really had whatever it is that you have, before you made it, you know, you truly know they're there for you. But no, it definitely is hard when you get to a point of success. And, you know, for me, like in my personal life, you know, my biggest thing is making sure my family's good. I have a little boy, a 3-year-old boy.
Wow,
Crazy
already?
Story how that happened too, dude.
Yeah, let's hear that.
Yeah, so, you know, I walked in my buddy's house one night. I was going through a lot. I actually got locked up in jail, crazy stuff, got out. Week later, I was at a point in my life where I was broke. So I had been making 6 figures a year in high school, the last 2 years of my high school career, was balling, thought I was on top of the world. God humbled me. I hit rock bottom, had $32 left in my name, got out of jail, get a text from a girl that was a one-time thing saying, hey, the guy I thought was the dad's not the dad. So it's like those horror stories you hear about, and then all of a sudden I'm sitting here like, oh no. So fast forward to the CVS parking lot to confirm exactly what anybody's worst nightmare in that situation would be. You know, it was my child, which everything works out for a reason. There was a plan behind it because, you know, here we are today. He's 3. Love him to death.
Nice.
I see him all the time. So it worked out in the end.
That is nuts.
Yeah, it worked out in the end. But
wow. So you were making, there's a lot of crazy things to that story, but you were making 6 figures in high school. Was that with roofing?
Yeah, it was with roofing sales. So that's before I owned a company. I was doing sales at another company, which should have been making way more.
They were paying you little.
Yeah, I revenued over $500,000 in my first 3 months at that company.
Damn.
And
so
it's crazy though.
Whose fault was it that you weren't getting paid what you should have?
The owner.
It wasn't your fault?
No, it was the owner.
Did you sign a contract?
No, but so that's the way the roofing industry works, right? These owners, there'll be one owner to a company that goes out and hires all these sales guys, right? And they'll pay these sales guys pennies on the dollar, and then they're sitting back making all the money.
Yeah.
So when we left that company, we created a model that's never been done before. We said, we're going to set up a business model, and it's going to be every employee makes 50% commission of the profit of each job. And not only that, me and my business partner, even though we're the owners, we took the step further to say, we're not taking any money from this business. we're going to make the same as everybody else does.
Damn.
So it's our business. That's why we named it All of Us. So that's the name of it.
Wow.
And so the whole principle of leaving the other company and creating what we had was we wanted something that all of us together could be a part of. So that's why we did it. And so even to this day, we stay true to that. You know, I'm out there hitting the doors.
I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the show a lot with the algorithm. Thank you.
It's like, and that's the way I look at it. I feel like a lot of times in business, people, you know, will forget where they started. And it almost gets to a point where, oh, I'm too good. You know, let somebody else do it. I'll make the money. But we love it, dude. I'm still out there. I was out there literally 2 days ago knocking doors.
Damn.
Yeah, no joke.
Still hitting doors?
Still hitting doors.
That is crazy, dude.
Still hitting doors. I love it.
Dude, you're good at keeping your ego in check.
I just love it, man. I mean, we love helping people, you know, because you get these little old ladies that will come to the door crying and don't know what they're going to do. And
Really?
the insurance companies are taking advantage of them. And we're able to, you know, step in and get them a new roof, get them new siding, whatever it may be, literally rebuild their whole house and save them, you know, tens of thousands of dollars when they were crying thinking that they were, you know, doomed.
That's a
Nobody
good
was gonna help
point.
them.
The old people definitely don't know how to handle something like that, right?
Exactly. And it's sad to see, man. You know, the world's all about taking advantage of people. So especially insurance companies, we love to, you know, represent these people
Yeah.
and give them a chance for sure.
And Nevada's got the highest car insurance in the country. It's crazy.
In Nevada?
Yeah, I feel
Is
like
it?
every insurance is just going up now.
It is. It's not going to go any lower. That's another thing too. Like we've been able to track it. I remember when I first did this, things were so different in the insurance world, and it's going to the point where insurance almost doesn't exist.
Dude, I mean, I'm paying almost $1,000 a month for my medical insurance.
Yeah, that's
Isn't that
ridiculous,
crazy, bro?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Most people can't afford that.
And then your deductible, because that's where they get you. Your deductible.
Yeah, I'm not even talking deductibles.
Yeah, like
know?
the second you go, you got to meet this deductible in order to get any money from them.
Yeah.
So it's
There's
like
all these
they
fees
screw
and
you.
everything.
Yeah.
And if you stay in the hospital for more than like a day or whatever, they don't cover that.
It's crazy.
All sorts of loopholes that they end up making a killing off their patients or whatever.
$1,000 a month is nuts stuff for medical.
Yeah. I mean, when you're self-employed, it's tough.
Yeah, 1099. That's what we are. It's all 1099 employees. My whole business.
You don't got many options.
No, not much.
Damn, man.
It's.
Well, you gonna play poker next time you're here or what?
We might. I don't know. We'll see. I'm networking a little bit. We got a gym that we just opened up in North Carolina. So,
That's a
well,
tough
it's about.
business.
It's not quite open yet. We've been in a legal battle with the county, so we're about to open it. So we've been fighting with them over it.
What's the restriction there?
They won't let us open. They won't tell us why.
That's weird.
We're a threat. So a lot of times, you know, if someone sees potential, you know, when we first started this idea, somebody offered us, you know, right at $5 million to buy out our whole business and everything. And we pretty much said, you know, showed up your ass. We're not taking your money.
That was your first year?
This was before the business was even started
What?
with the gym. So we just had the idea. But obviously, since all of our other businesses were successful, they knew what we were going to do. They wanted to buy us out and make us partners and then be a part of it in the very beginning. We said, no, we continue to push forward. We have a 73,000 square foot warehouse, which is
Damn.
where our gym's at. So in like equivalent, if you think of a McDonald's, the average McDonald's is like 2,800 square foot. So it's 28 McDonald's.
Holy crap.
So it's a big place. It's not just a gym. We have literally a barbershop in there. There's an indoor car garage. I mean, we have the largest sauna in North Carolina in the gym.
Ooh, I love saunas. I'm
It's
gonna
red
be at
light.
that
It's red,
one.
it's red light.
I love
yeah.
red light. Yeah, I have a red light at the crib.
Yeah, really? You like
Yeah.
it?
That's cool though.
It's
That's
good.
a tough business, but it sounds like you got a good plan there.
Yeah, so, you know, they won't let us open, but we're so close to opening. Like, we finally broke through. So within the next week or so, we should be doors open, and I'm excited to see it.
You
So
got an all-in mentality too, because you could have opened up with a gym that's 5,000 square feet or whatever.
Yeah.
What you're starting with.
we went to the races, which, you know, too, real estate's a big thing, you know, in itself, because we were like, all right, everybody does real estate, so how can we do it differently? Well, let's buy commercial real estate and let's put businesses inside the real estate. So then we lease back the spaces from our main business that owns the real estate, but our businesses are also revenue, so we own everything. So it's like double the income, and that was our mindset with it. And we've just been property after property. We're off to the races. So
I think it could work because Lifetime out here is like the only like exclusive gym, like
Yeah.
luxury gym, and
Yeah.
they're always full.
full,
They're
yeah,
building a third one right now.
it's crazy. I think I've heard of them.
Yeah, Lifetime's a big one.
Well, wellness is big now, you know.
Health is wealth.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
if I see someone that's fat as fuck, but they got a ton of money, I don't really care, honestly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what's funny? You said you know, being fat. We made a billboard. It was solid pink, and we put on the billboard. We bought this ad space so you can realize being fat is a choice, and we put it in the McDonald's parking lot. And it's a literal billboard, dude. We were on every news channel in North Carolina possible. All the fat people were mad.
I bet.
But it's the best
Especially
marketing,
McDonald's.
though. Yeah, like, you know, if you're eating McDonald's, obviously you're not probably working out, or you're getting a pre-workout snack. So, you know, the mindset of they hate us because they ain't us.
I think for most people, it is a choice. Obviously, there's like genetic conditions
sure.
and stuff, but
For sure.
overall, like,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, everybody's got their own unique situation. But from where I'm from in North Carolina, that's a big thing. People use, you know, every little thing left and right. Is that I don't have time is the biggest excuse, right? Well, you make
that
time.
excuse.
Yeah. What do you mean you don't have time? I have the same 24 hours a day that you do, right? And I make time out of my schedule. So yeah, you know, everybody just uses I don't have time as an excuse for everything.
It's like the worst one you could possibly use.
Don't you hate it?
Yeah, because imagine if you're talking to like a billionaire and you say that.
Yeah, I mean,
Like that's almost an insult. You know what I mean?
it is. No, it is. It's like I didn't have time or I was too busy.
Yeah.
You know,
It doesn't make sense.
it's crazy.
Well, dude, hope you enjoyed Vegas. Can't wait to see your journey in the social media space and keep doing it. We'll link the stuff below.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Check them out, guys. See you next time.